Hello and welcome to this week's Titanium Vault. I'm your host, RJ Bass III, and I'm flying solo again this week because I had a topic that I realized I've never talked about before, and I think that it is something that could drastically make a difference for so many people's businesses because it's almost taboo to talk about. It's like we're not going to talk about that. That's uncomfortable. We don't want to talk about that. And like this top secret weapon to our success here at Titanium says nothing to do with lead generation or how I talk to sellers or how we comp and underwrite or dispo or transaction coordinate. None of that. Those are tactics. Those are processes. Those are vitally important to success inside of your wholesaling business. Okay. I'm not taking anything away from those. This is going all the way to a choice that we make here as leaders of our organization here at Titanium Investments. That, quite frankly, what I'm starting to see is that a lot of business owners are not wanting to make this difficult decision. And I speak from a place of coming through my childhood, growing up in a family where this decision was also not made. And I saw the repercussions from it. So that's what today's episode is going to be about. And I mean, here it is. I'll be upfront with you guys so we can get right to it. We are sober. We are sober all the time. We make the choice to not get intoxicated. We do not drink alcohol. We do not have any substances that we use. And because of that, we are always clear of mind. We are always energetic, and we are always available for our businesses whenever that's needed. I was thinking about this morning, actually. I was having a conversation with Nick on my team about some different things. And it was funny because we were talking about someone who, was hungover. They were struggling to get their job done, not on our team, on somebody else's team. And listen, there's nothing wrong with having fun. Okay. I've been drunk. I've been hungover. It's not like we don't drink alcohol. I think I've had, I don't know, 5 drinks this year, and it's June 4th when I'm recording this. I could have had more. I don't have a problem with that. It's not like I'm a recovering alcoholic or anything like that, but I don't see the benefit. It's not needed. If you are relying on a substance to give you pleasure, to give you happiness, then I think you really need to reevaluate where you are in your journey, in your life, where that substance is not truly bringing you happiness. It's putting a Band-Aid. It's masking. It's covering something that is lacking in your life. And we have made a priority to ourselves and to our team and to our families and to our goals that we are not going to do this. And it's funny because when I was thinking about it today, like Nick and Sema joined our team in October of last year. This is not something that we had a conversation about. And I don't ask them what they do on a Saturday night or a Friday night or anything like that. But today, when I was talking to Nick about this and we were being impacted by, someone having too much fun, being hungover, not being able to accomplish the task that we needed to accomplish, that impacted us. And I looked at him and I said, man, isn't it crazy? You never have to worry about me being hungover. I never have to worry about you being hungover. He always knows that he can count on RJ being clear of mind and ready to do the task that is needed of me at any point in time, because there is going to be no substance abuse. There's going to be no, hey, I partied too hard. I had too much fun. No, we do not allow that to dictate our future, our ability to accomplish our goals. And like I said, growing up, it was unfortunate My parents were alcoholics. I love both my parents to death, but I lost my dad in 2012 because he was an alcoholic. Um, the story could be told that I lost my dad to a tragic event because he was walking in his house and he tripped and he fell and he hit his head and he had brain damage. And 16 days after he fell, he passed away. That was 1 month before my son was born, before his one and only grandson was born. That could be one way we tell a story. The other way that the story that I recall it is that my dad was a degenerate alcoholic and he could not control it. He went through detox multiple times. He was told he was going to die. He had issues with his pancreas and he could not control it. I mean, he was an addict. He was addicted to alcohol and he could not overcome that. And because of that, I saw him not achieve the greatness that he could. I saw his business be hindered by that time and time again. Poor decisions being made, not being clear of mind when important decisions had to be made as a business owner, as a father, as a grandfather, just family members having to completely alter their lives to try to support him, to get help and to not cause harm to himself and to those around him. And eventually, it cost him his life. I mean, the facts are he watched a Monday Night Football game. He got drunk and then fell and hit his head and died. And it wasn't like because of that, I said, okay, I'm not going to have a cocktail. I'm not going to have a beer. I don't have that problem. I looked at that and I said, I'm not going to let alcohol drive my life. And as a business owner, I think you really need to sit there and think about, like, do you alter your decisions around drinking? Do you alter your decisions around making sure that you can be in an atmosphere to cater to your addictions? Because if you are, how much is that impacting your decision-making abilities? How much is it impacting the results that you could be achieving that could change the trajectory of your family tree and your life? And then the people on your team that rely on you to show up and be that leader. I mean, the fact that this podcast came about because someone else had too much fun, that means they couldn't do a task. I'm a third party. I'm someone else completely stepped away from that whatsoever. And I'm not giving that person a hard time. We've all, partied too hard for whatever reason. But it leads me to believe that, hey, this could happen more often than just that one time. How many other people have been impacted by that decision? And have you ever stopped to think about if that's happening in your business and in your life? Because when I think about all of the decisions that we make as business owners, sometimes we forget about the ones that have nothing to do with business. It's like Cassie and I talk about our health and fitness journey. We're several months in. It's going great. Cassie, I think, is at like 25 pounds lost. I'm at 20 pounds lost. I feel better. I'm gaining muscle. I feel healthier. Wish I could kick this left shoulder tweak that I got going on from some shoulder presses, but outside of that, I feel amazing. But, talking to my fitness coach, it's hilarious because one of the things that he typically has to deal with his clients is on the weekends or nights when they go out on dates and things like that, they drink alcohol. And what comes along with that? Calories. And what are we paying attention to? One of the metrics is calories. Well, on top of that, your energy level following the next day. I don't know about you guys, but for me, if I go out and I drink and I drink a significant amount, I don't wake up the next day clear of mind and feeling great. Like, it has a negative impact on you. I don't care who you are. I mean, you can lie to yourself and say no, because I used to do that. In my 20s, it was like, nah, dude, I'll go back. Now, I'll kill 5 or 6 beers and I'll kill 5 or 6 shots of Jaeger. That was my thing. Going to the dive bars, living a shitty life. And I felt like shit a lot. I would wake up, didn't feel good, take a shower, try to clear it off. No matter what, it was impacting my ability to perform and to be clear of mind and to make the right decisions. So I think if you're listening to this and you've made it this far, thank you, because if this is something that you're struggling with and you've made it this far, thank you for not turning this off and saying, forget that guy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I can drink and it doesn't impact me whatsoever. I'm sorry. I had a dad that used to just kill a fifth of vodka and say the exact same thing. Okay. And let me tell you, I saw a brilliant man not achieve what he could have achieved in this life because he said that. Because he thought he was above the actual effects of what alcohol has on your body and your mind and your spirit and your ability to live out the life that you were meant to lead. And if you're an entrepreneur, you're trying to create a reality. You're trying to create a change in your life and control that destiny that you're going to have for yourself. I highly doubt that you sat down one day and you said, the reason why I want to be an entrepreneur is so I can drink and get drunk whenever I want. So, I mean, that's your choice, but I highly doubt the majority of people are thinking that. And so if it's some sort of control on your life, I beg of you, make a change. It's impacting you. I can promise you it is. And so I know this has not a lot to do with real estate. And some of you might look at this and say, man, RJ, get back to talking about which list to pull and how to talk to sellers and close more deals and stuff like that. But with the amount of content that we're pushing out right now, this has opened up our ability to talk about more things, the things that I feel like can really significantly move the needle for you, not only in your business, but in your life in general. And not relying on some substance, not allowing something to control you is so vitally important. So I beg of you, if you need help, go get help. Don't be embarrassed by it. So many people allow this to control their lives and they never want to ask for help. Ask for help. It's okay. Just don't let this be the legacy that you leave behind. I look back and my dad was my hero. He was my best friend growing up. I have so much love and respect for my dad. But I can clearly see a decline in his life because he allowed alcohol to destroy him. And the whole time, all he told every single person is that it wasn't, and he could control it, and he couldn't. So really sit down, maybe ask those that are closest around you and say, hey, do you think alcohol is having a negative impact on my life? Do you think it's starting to control me? Do you think I'm a different person? And quite frankly, if you even have to think about it, maybe you should just cut it out altogether. If it's even a thing, I know for a fact, I can look anybody square in the eye and say, there is no substance that controls me. Alcohol especially never will impact me, my legacy, my family, my team, or the reality that I want for my life. Don't let it impact yours either. Thank you, guys. Let me know in the comments if this made a difference for you. It means the world to me when I hear people say, hey, RJ, I appreciate you talking about the topics that people don't feel comfortable talking about. So I appreciate that. This made a difference for you. Also, make sure you like the video. The more likes we get, the more support we get from people that don't know about us. Thank you. We'll see you guys next week.